It's Sandy Jones. We're going to discussing Soft Skills 101, and I'm from Los Medanos College up in Pittsburgh, about 2 hours northeast of here. So I'm very familiar with Evergreen. I've been working with the Dean of Workforce Development, Jonathan King, back there, and this is a really great college. Who wouldn't want to live up here or go to school up here, right? It's beautiful. So I'd like to welcome all of you, and thank you for coming. So let's get started. All right. So basically, if you were at the keynote speaker session this morning, you understood how it is when you don't get your student load, right? So with mine in the computer science field, you need 20. If you don't get your 20, you're not teaching, right? Is that the same with your colleges as well? Okay. So what happens is I would advertise, do all I can, but if somebody got bumped, they would bump me. You know how that goes. And I'm tired of being the bottom, rung of the ladder all the time. So we had developed several courses online, and some of them to attract and retain students had to do with computer science, help desk, computer forensics. I have part 1, part 2. Our networking is online. So 50% of our programs at Los Medanos are online to help students, that wouldn't be able to attend courses. Has anybody ever been in the Antioch, Pittsburgh area? Okay. You know Highway 4? It's a bear. I can tell you right now, they're doing construction right now because they're getting ready for BART to come through, or the e-BART system. So the roads, it's going to be terrible for the next few years. But they gave me a 5 o'clock class. Who can come at 5 o'clock? And at that time, I was working in Oakland for social services. I'd jump on the BART, get to the Pittsburgh Bay Point station, and then I'd have to fly, literally, like, vroom, step on that gas to get to class by 5. And we were having low enrollments. And so that was, what started the online, curriculum committees to say, okay, maybe we might consider one class. Okay, maybe another class, until they kind of like started thinking like us teachers, right? To say, we need to go more online, right? Save gas, save time, get more students involved, in our programs. So when you infuse the soft skills training into your classes, you would be amazed how you could teach soft skills and encompass the personal side of it, the social communications, and also self-management behaviors. The courses that I teach are specific to a degree now. Just 2 years ago, we had classes but no programs. We didn't have AS degree programs. So I was working with my dean, and she said, well, how would you like to be a SB 70 grant director? I'm like, I'm not into titles. Just tell me what I need to do, because bottom line, if nobody took it on, they were going to shut us down. Okay, our department, she already told us, President says you need to develop programs. So when she asked for one, we now have 3 brand new AS degree programs. And you get the serious students who want to attend, who don't need extra credit. You know what I mean? They really want to learn. So in the very beginning of the semester, I have them create a resume, because everybody has skills about something, either work skills, hands-on skills, family skills. Volunteer work counts too. So you try to teach them to use Office 2010, which we had for the last 2 years, hone their skills, get good at it, Add new skills to the resume as they acquire new training. So some of our classes are 9.5 weeks, our A+ classes. So at the end of 9.5 weeks, they know A+ hardware, they would know A+ software, right? And they can continue to add it. And people don't think like, oh, I'll do my resume later. No, you never know when that magic moment will come. And they'll say, so Grace, do you have a resume? And you could be able to whip out your flash drive and print it out for them, right? A prospective employer. By the end of the semester at our school, some students would have enhanced their resume by 25% or more, which is really great. In our textbooks that we use, our computer forensics and investigations book, one of the activities is to create a resume as part of a hands-on activity. So you may consider that too for the classes that you teach as well. So we're going to stop right here, and then I'm just going to go around the room real quick and ask, what kind of classes do you teach at your college? Sure. Guidance, okay. Business, that's great, right? Okay.
Online learning skills.
Excellent.
Personal management.
Okay.
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
Financial accounting.
Excellent.
Project management and customer service.
Oh, that's a good one too. So any of these and all of these would count, right? To have them just develop their resumes, create their styles, develop their vocabulary along the way. So these are some action verbs that I hand out a list to my students online, and I'll say, read this. Create your resume using at least 5 or 6 of these words. Okay. And I'll be happy to share this with you afterwards. If anybody wants these slides, or you can go online as well because it's being recorded, I'll be happy to help you with this too. So use the action verbs, and not only do I give them action verbs, I give them the adjectives and adverbs to wow their readers. So from this list, at least pick 2 or 3 words that you can add to enhance your resume. Okay? Innovative is a buzzword, I tell my students. So put that I word in there, you know. Innovate, innovations, you know. Practice developing your workplace skills. So they are taught how to learn certain skills that can help them in today's workplace. What skills they have now, and a way to improve their strengths and weaknesses. Okay? Mine is I talk too fast. I'm out a minute. And I tell them, because I'm so excited. I love teaching about forensics or computer applications. I need to breathe and slow down sometimes. I'm still working at it after 20 years. Still trying. And I need to take action to improve your skills right now. Okay? So the students, not only them, but I tell them, me, myself, you know, I'm not a perfect person. I still need to improve in lots of ways as well. So I'm there for the ride with you. So what employers are looking for, after sitting with many advisory boards, they're looking for basic skills. The reading, the writing, the math. Okay? They might have the technical skills, but they don't have the basic skills. Thinking skills, which is problem solving and decision making. Personal management skills, are they self-motivated? Some of them might show up for work late or not call in sick, or you know what I mean? They're not dependable, and some of them, you know, have lost their jobs or were on warning. And it's really sad because of the fact that sometimes these jobs are the ones that I refer them to, you know? So I said, when you go out there, you represent our college and you represent me because I'm trying to help you along. Their interpersonal skills, being able to communicate and work as part of a team. I tell them you don't have to get married, but everybody has to get this group work done, a group project done. And as an example, when I was at Cal State East Bay, same thing. I don't care. We don't have to be friends, but we need to get this project done. I want my A, okay? And you have to take the leadership role sometimes because it'll be at the end of the semester, nobody will have their PowerPoint presentation done, right? Or their group project, and it's going to affect everybody's grades. Okay? So you try to teach them these leadership skills as well. So many employers are looking for high expectations in this day and age, in this economy, for you to be able to read and understand policy manuals and guidelines, and many of these are online, be able to locate information, okay, clearly write memos, letters, and reports, and have basic computer knowledge. It could be Office 2003, 7, or 10. I'm doing trainings at some of my office trainings that I do. I do corporate trainings on the side, and some companies are still on Office 2003. They want to upgrade, okay, 2007, but guess what? 10 is out, but 12 is going to be out next. So you want to stay ahead of the game, okay? Demonstrate general math skills, just simple math skills that's required without having to just go to the calculator, okay? Students can also sharpen their skills by utilizing reference books, and this can also be used to enhance their vocabulary and write more effectively. So dictionaries, thesauruses, when they bring up Microsoft Word, have them use, you know, spell checker especially, but also their online resources as well. You might have your students read online technology, news, magazines, and ebooks. Okay, practice spelling, and I don't accept any work that has abbreviations. You know, they'll see a big fat zero on the grade book because I don't believe in LOL, BFF, and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're acronyms. And identify the problems, gathering information by developing solutions and evaluating the results. So there's a library assignment that I give my students for computer science. It's 4 pages long, but it's all online resources. So they don't have to go to the library. They can look online for the different databases that are out there. Ebooks, they can use project ideas from Academic Search Premier, right? So I'm teaching them because once they go to a 4-year college, they're going to see upper division English again. And I can remember English 3000 at Cal State, red. I never grade in red. Purple is my color, okay? I love the color purple. And so I grade in purple because I have some, you know, fond memories. Back then I thought I was a pretty good writer, but actually when you go to upper division English, they're expecting a lot more. So I'm trying to train these students. You're getting it here, you're going to get it in English 100, but you're also going to see it again down the road. And these are the online resources that people expect you to know and use. So again, that's a handout that I can share with you too. I could send it to you, I can email that to you. Just go ahead and copy the information, I don't care, and change it to your school name, that's fine. okay? But it's a good resource to have. It teaches them all about online databases, okay, through the library. Successful employees are really self-confident about themselves. They believe in themselves, and they're, can work well and work well with other people as well. And a lot of times you will find that your students will be more motivated, enthusiastic, they'll be hardworking, okay, and cooperative as well. They're not going to fight you at the end of the semester to change your grade, or like, oh, can you like raise the curve or raise the bell curve, and I always tell them, whatever you get, you earned, okay? So accept responsibility. Don't come in my class at like 10:45 and class started at 9:30, and I get that a lot with athletes and stuff, or people who have to work. And you know what my answer to them is? I got 3 kids, a mom and a husband, okay? When I leave here, I'm constantly online. My day starts at 4 in the morning. I'm online at 4, okay? So you only have one job. You don't have kids, so there's no excuse, okay? For our online class, anybody teach online here? Okay. 100% or hybrid? Both? Okay. So I usually post my work on Monday. It activates Monday morning at 1 in the morning, and it's open till 11 p.m. Saturday night. Sunday's their Sabbath, so I don't expect them to do anything Sunday. Just have a day of rest, right? So, but 6 days is enough, an adequate time period for them to get their work submitted. It's a hands-on project, case project, a weekly test, okay? Not bad at all. And just say, hi, I'm here, and I give them participation points, okay, just by waving, chiming in. Okay? Oh, thanks. And so when they're responsible and take responsibility for their actions, they're dependable, they're on time, they're ready to work. They're not coming in and running in like 5 minutes, late or anything like that. And they're really honest by admitting their mistakes and willing to learn from their experience. So questions posed to prospective employees. What's your greatest strengths and weaknesses? That's a typical question, right? And what don't you like about your current or previous employer? Instead of being negative, you could turn that negative into a positive. Okay, it might be this, however, maybe with some changes or suggestions, it'll change the department, for instance, or add value to it. What would you do to improve our product, service, or concept? Might be another question that's posed. And what salary do you want? I teach them negotiating skills because I figure everybody, even a student, first-year student, has some skill. They've probably worked at a Burger King or McDonald's. Okay, my first job was at JCPenney, right? $2.75 an hour way back when. So you're adding value. You're letting them know, hey, I'm not going to settle. Okay, and I will say, DS, don't settle, right? Negotiate. And when they learn how to negotiate not only their salary, they can negotiate other things in life, like cars. Okay, like maybe big ticket purchases later on down the road, okay? And as an example, when I buy a car, I will be at the dealer for 8 hours. My husband started to say, let's just go. I said, no, this is what I want. This is how much money I have. We just need to find the right person to help me, And until I get that, then I'm going to, I've already come here, So you're teaching them negotiation skills. Instead of $7.25, $8.25 an hour, ask for $10. $10 is a nice round number for a student, right? Some of my internships are getting $10 an hour at the county, Contra Costa County. No degree, just, because they've taken the class, they have some skills, they're worth something. So get them a couple dollars more, an hour. Okay? And that's just for a basic help desk job, but, we could go higher from there. Other questions are always asked, do you prefer working alone or with others? In reality, everybody has to work with other people, right? It's not going to be like, okay, here's your job, go do it, right? Go in the corner. It's not like that these days. So, again, I tell them it's just part of life. You have to deal with it. Students, I don't know about yours, but how many refuse to work in groups? Do you put them in groups in your classes? How is it? Is it like pulling teeth? Okay. And what's the end result at the end of the semester?
I'm really pleased that they got to the end result.
Good.
It starts off really difficult.
Right. And you get emails, can you switch me? Can I be with my friends? Things like that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so some of the responses were that they didn't like the group they were in, or maybe they wanted to be switched. Okay. How many of you had problems dealing with other people? These could be personal, family, maybe neighbors. These are just simple questions that might come up during an interview. And can you handle pressure? In the IT field, it's a 24/7 job, okay? In the past 25 years that I've been in IT, my Christmases used to be the day after Christmas or holidays, okay? It's always a work situation because the data centers don't shut down. And people always call in sick. And that's an opportunity. It's not a bad thing. It could be a bad thing turned into a good thing, positive turned into a negative, okay? And you could tell them, like my story was, I would never turn down overtime because there was always an abundance of that, okay, back in the day. So hiring managers at eBay may ask non-technical questions during interview. One of my advisory board members is here in San Jose, works for eBay. He's the IT manager, and he'll ask questions like, how many manhole covers are there in San Francisco? True question. They might have an A+ certification, a bachelor's degree, working on, their next level of certifications, but if they're not able to just answer that simple question, he won't even consider them. I'm like, wow, that's interesting, because they went to school, they did the work, right? But that's so obscure, these questions. The second one would be, how would you curb homelessness in your community? Same thing. He expects somebody to give them an answer. So what would you say for the first one? How many manhole covers are there in San Francisco? How would you find out that information, ma'am?
And I probably would say to him, I want to give you a correct answer, and I don't know the answer right now, but please allow me to research that and get back to you.
Okay, great. And so she had said she would research and get back to him with that information. Good. Who else? How would you answer this question? How many manhole covers are there in San Francisco? Any clue? I mean, what would you tell, eBay if you wanted to go for this job?
Goodbye.
Goodbye was another answer, or another response. Okay, here we go. So don't just answer the question and say, I'll Google it. He will not hire you, okay? Instead, he might, consider if you said, I'll research it. Think intuitively before you answer the question by saying, I'll check with the Public Works Department. I'll let you know. At least give them a hint of where you might start searching for that information. City directory, that'll work too, okay? Question number two for homelessness. I know a church or organization that might offer free meals, job placement, and child care to help people reenter the workforce. So that's like the basic question that every city has some type of resources. San Francisco has Glide Memorial. Our church, we have a program where they would feed and also give groceries out, to people who are in need. Okay? So just those type of questions, those are, this day and age, what employers are looking for, these type of answers. Okay? And this is fresh from eBay right down the street. Okay? Okay, other possible questions they might ask would be, how can you download the drivers for a SanDisk USB flash drive? Okay? And time the employee on that. The solution is basically you don't need drivers because it's plug and play. When you plug these puppies in, it finds the drivers and you just click on USB. But some of our students who really want the job, they're excited, they're like on Google or on these technical websites trying to look for the answer. Well, there is no answer for that one. Another question, not to be tricky, but are peer-to-peer networks safer than server-based? And anybody who's taken computer classes, our students in networking should know that peer-to-peer is open, whereas server-based is locked down, right? And it's just testing their ability, right? Testing what they know, what they don't know. Would you access information for family or friends using the resources at your workplace, such as Kaiser? So for my Kaiser advisory board members, this is a question that they ask prospective kids and employees and interns, and they should be able to say, remember, there are HIPAA laws out there, which is the American Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act out there, and there's stiff penalties for people who take advantage of that or abuse that. I used to work for Mervyn's. Remember Mervyn's? Way back when? In the credit office, and people would say, find out how much so-and-so's balance is, or tell me, what their credit rating. I said, are you kidding? I am not going to Sing Sing, because there's logs that's generated, even now that I teach computer forensics, there's so much out there that we take for granted, that data can be captured, okay? Alrighty. Here's advice from the experts, from Microsoft's Michelle Glasser. Some of the do's that they recommend are applicants who are very bright, smart enough to face and solve problems they never imagined might be on their plates and very passionate about the software industry and how it would change the world. So don't go in saying that, okay, people who don't incorporate technology in their everyday life, they work and they go home and then that's it. They don't continue to learn or continue their educational journey, or they don't, attend conferences and things like that. That's not what they want to hear in order to secure a job with Microsoft. At Pfizer, Chuck from VP of Employee Resources suggests that they should demonstrate an ability to be a team player, okay, by showing you have participated or volunteered for cross-functional jobs beyond your project area and in your current job as well, or previous job. So always bring to life what you have, okay, and continue on that. And he's not looking for people who oversell themselves, or there's a different balance between self-confidence, leadership, and arrogance. Okay, that's not what Pfizer's looking for in the pharmaceutical arena. So do you actually fit in the company? And these are things that you could suggest to your students. When Disney hires, they recruit people who have a history of excellence in 4 areas, not just education, but they have work experience, technical skills, and non-technical skills as well. Johnson & Johnson, they want people who has the ability to cooperate across functions, business units, geographical boundaries, and be comfortable with the change. And at Sprint, job seekers should be flexible, have vision, and want to take the initiative to solve problems. HP, here down the street, wants you to prove that you have the technical skills and also the behavioral traits as well for optimum performance on the job. And Coca-Cola, candidates are asked to describe projects they completed from beginning to end. So these are very specific questions that they'll ask people during an interview, okay? So with that in mind, my friends at Applied Materials, see if, groups are compatible. There's 2 puzzles that I have here, okay? So who would like to do this one? Come on. Not all at once. Come on. Don't be shy. Come up. So I have a puzzle here. I'm going to break it apart, the small one. And I'll give students 5 minutes to figure out how to put it back together. And I have this one, which is a perfect match. And I'm going to time you guys to see how long it takes. And again, this is building team building skills. So technically it's usually 2 or 3 people, and I have a stack of these in my class. The small ones you can get at the dollar store, or Oriental Trading, those type of stores. And they have to really think. They have a time limit, and whoever wins gets a bag of M&Ms, okay? So it's really a way to see if they're compatible, they can work together. There's always one that wants to take the lead.
The audience also?
Pardon me?
Can I help?
Yeah, that's right, Lifeline, there you go. We have 2 puzzles that the ladies are putting together. They're little foam puzzles and like a eraser that they're trying to configure back to its original form.
Lifeline.
Any help? Any help here? Little help?
You're doing great. Thank you. That's motivation. I like that. Stress level is going up. My blood pressure is feeling a little low.
Breathe. Okay, I'm getting a play-by-play.
Okay.
I'm saying the smart one is doing very well.
How's that? And?
It has to be a perfect cube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Start all over.
And Grace is in the lead. She's got the last 2 pieces.
Wow.
Oh dear. Sonali? And then she's coming along there. She's getting warm. Come on.
Extra piece.
Yeah.
The first 6 squares should have only 4 sides.
She has 6 too.
Hey, Lifeline, guys, you guys stop talking. Come help.
So now they think it's the puzzle, like not a user error. Go Grace, go Sonali.
So it's just like this. stages of cube building.
Yeah.
First comes anger.
That's right. Frustration.
About the wine.
Yeah. Sonali's asking for wine to calm her nerves.
Okay, it should be simple.
It was okay there for a while, now she's down for 3.
Okay. Okay, let's do this.
Pressure's on. La 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 la.
Okay, that's it.
Maybe we should trade.
Sonali starting again.
What time? What time is Tom?
Okay.
What you need is a 3-year-old. That's so right. See if I got there.
So again, team building skills. Anybody use any type of tools like this in building their groups in a hybrid class where they have to come in and meet in face-to-face? Nobody? Okay.
Is it a team building? So 1-1, and then the rest is
Yeah, where's
completed,
the,
right?
where's the team?
Come on, team.
Somebody go help them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's outside the box.
How about somebody else help Sonali, please?
Yeah.
Somebody's got
I need a light bar.
You can do it.
Yay, Jeanette. Jeanette's in the purple.
Yeah, tagged in. Yeah, see?
You warmed it up.
I knew it was like that.
Well, this has maybe the 3. Hold on, this has 3. Give me 5. Yay! It's the Grace and Jeanette show.
She really had it. I was just there.
Jeanette, here's one for you. Okay? From our friends from Applied Materials.
That's team building.
That's team building. So we have Sonali and Cynthia. Ready for a hint?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that eraser, there's letters like A, B, C, D, E, and just go completely around. It's letter driven.
I didn't do it in class, but there was a workshop with my company that I work for, team building. We bring people up into teams, so we give them a stack of paper. We say, you have to make a paper airplane, you have to stand at this line on the carpet, and have to hit the middle of that target. And all the teams would compete to do it, so everybody would make these paper airplanes. And the difference was, when they have everybody in the group, they could use a style, where they find one style that flew the best, and then you do that multiple times. And it was in the workplace, and it was pretty popular, fun, and it also got them working as a team, so that might be really fun to do as well.
Yay! So Jeanette suggested that they had a paper airplane scenario that they did to see which airplane flew the furthest, the fastest, and so that's what she uses at her school. Sonali and Cynthia, thank you. Great job. All righty. So in the teaching tools, assign your group PowerPoint projects. So it doesn't have to be computer classes. It could be business classes, project management classes, any of the ones that you guys suggested already, okay? Design and develop maybe the ideal help desk. Money's no object. What do you want? You want all the ergo chairs, the ergo screens and mice and gel, wrist pads to avoid what? Disability claims, right? Offer enrichment projects throughout the semester. I never consider this called extra credit because extra credit, they just do it and submit it. When they have enrichment projects, they have to come up here in front of the class and present their findings. It could be a case project for computer forensics and analysis. It could be a help desk. It could be emerging technology. They're enriching the audience, so that's why I call it enrichment points. And they can create tables in Word to showcase their work, Excel, graphs and charts. And I want to see anything other than pie charts and bar charts. We see enough of that in meetings, right? So I want them to drop down on the Excel insert chart types and pick all chart types. There's scatter, there's donut, there's radar, area charts. So I want them to be familiar with the other online resources that are available. They must present their findings to classmates in person or a forum in an online class. So I had a few business instructors here, right? Okay. So one of the things I teach them is about amortizations. Okay? How many of you teach that? Real basic? Okay. There's a table, if you go to File New, type in amortizations, loan amortization, I tell them buy any car you like, money's no object. buy that Mercedes S500 with 20-inch rims, Bose stereo, right? Not only do they learn that, they go out to the websites, whether any bank or credit union, find out what the prevailing rates are, plug it in, boom, it comes up in the amortization table in 2 seconds how much that monthly payment is. And I said, is it doable? Of course it isn't, because I can't even afford an S500. But they keep tweaking the rates until they can, and it changes instantaneously. Once I have them buy the car, I said, okay, go into File New, pull up mortgage amortization, buy the house so you could park a car in that garage, right? So they get a concept later on down the line that, hey, maybe, it is doable that I can afford a house. With this crunch as it is in Antioch where I live, there's a lot of foreclosures, right? So a student of mine, he was a grocery clerk, he bought a house using the techniques I taught him, got 4 of his buddies to rent from him, rent a room, and his mortgage is covered. And he was making like maybe $18 an hour. So I said, it is doable, okay? So you teach these kids with the skills that you have and that you know, practical hands-on experience, okay? Because when they buy a house, you're going to get a mortgage amortization, right, schedule with your loan packet, so you might as well teach them now so they could say, oh, maybe, I can't afford, the extra Wii's or the Sony PlayStations or the things that young folks are accustomed to, right? So that could be another alternative as well. Suggest field trips with classmates and encourage them to carpool together. Where we are in the East Bay, it's 2 hours to San Jose. So I would give them enrichment points, 25 points if they came. In my computer classes, the Computer History Museum, has anybody been there? Oh, isn't it great? 22 rooms of technology from the past to the present. If you have a chance, maybe not this time or next time you have a chance to go there, it's in Mountain View, very close here off of 101, and it goes from the abacus to the old IBM key punch machines all the way up to social media. And there's a big Pong game. It's huge. People stand in line for it, and they could see how technology has evolved over time. Okay. There's also the Intel Museum in Santa Clara. And on July 6th, I'm taking my students to the FBI Crime Lab in Menlo Park for a computer forensics tour. Since I'm teaching a summer class, investigations and analysis, a gentleman who belongs to my advisory board here was teaching part 2 in San Mateo. And I said, oh, I taught part 1 in San Mateo a year ago. And he goes, oh, I can put a name to a face. So that's how we connected. He joined the board here to develop their CIT programs. And now he's offering our students and EVC students tours of his lab. Those tours will lead to internships, paid, and there's paid and paid and unpaid internships that I try to get my students. So, yes. Menlo Park? So, I don't see a problem. Maybe July 6th, if you guys want to come and hang out, let me know. Email me, and because I'm bringing my students down here anyways if you'd like to attend. Anybody live down here? Okay. If you'd like to, man, email me and come join us. Okay? All righty. So, relating to business, maybe call up local businesses in your community and maybe schedule a tour. That's kind of really neat with the hands-on that you could see an actual help desk, for instance. There's a help desk that opened up in my area in Antioch, and not only do they service T-Mobile, the ambulance company, but they also are the help desk for Pearson. Now, a lot of you know about Pearson, do you, right? The book publisher? Okay? So one of their help desks is local here in Antioch. So every semester they call and say, hey, I need some students. Last year they hired 49, $14 an hour, and the criteria was they took my ComSci 37, one class, no degree. And then they would keep them on. Whoever worked out, they would get a permanent job, full benefits. Okay? They had varying shifts because they have to service the people in New York, right? So if people wanted to work 5 o'clock till 1, they could do that. This past February, they hired 30 more of my students. So that's how big these companies are growing. So we partner with them to say, hey, these are what programs we're offering. Can you lend a hand, help out a student, right? And it could just be as easy as an internship. And I always tell my students, be ready. If somebody asks you to come for free, work for free. At Alameda County in social services, I used to work in Oakland, and I'd say, okay, 5 people can come. If 5 people came, we ate pretty good because I'd have a little pot of money for them. If 10 of you came, we go to McDonald's, okay? And they would get their hands-on experience pulling cable, installing printers, upgrading our desktops. At the time, we were upgrading 500 desktops. So that was good experience for our students to put on their resume, Okay, so a BART ticket was $7. If it's not worth your while, don't come. But if it is, come. And from there, most of the students that came got permanent jobs. One is working at Contra Costa County as an IT manager now. So those are a few of our success stories. Okay. So teaching tools, also you can assign a 7-page paper or longer. How many of you do that right now? Anybody assign research papers? Okay. Have them write APA or MLA style. Get them used to doing that because, again, they're going to do it in speech, English, right? Some history classes. I know biology at our college requires research papers. Utilize the e-book collection at your local library, at your community college library. There's Academic Search Premier. I love it because there's over 4,500 journal articles in our field for computer science, engineering, physics, chemistry, medical science, and much more. Newspaper source pluses. There's tons of articles out there without having to go through the different papers like I had to back in the day, right? We had to go to the library and request the paper, and then they'd pull it. But they can do it online now. These are online resources. CQ Researcher is another one that has hot issues in the news of in-depth each week. And these include science technology as well. Okay. So, simplify your grading. Check with your department if they utilize this product called Turnitin.com. Does anybody use that right now? Isn't it great? So, what it is, it's a database, online database. I think we pay like about $300 or $600 for a license. It's licensed to one instructor, me, and I could submit as many papers, about 150 to 200 each, throughout the semester. And it's good for a year. It's a license, okay? And it gives me feedback, so I could see the originality. If somebody plagiarized their work or cut and pasted, it comes up, right? It'll say where the sources came from. It's a huge database that's tied into all the different colleges or people who subscribe to it, and it'll say where the work was plagiarized from. So I give them a 10% leeway. 0 to 10%, you never know, right? Okay, but anything more, this semester I had a student who had like 48%. And I'm like, the compatibility checker said, these are where you got your stuff from. She goes, I cut and pasted. I said, you can't cut and paste. You have to cite your sources and put it in your words. So I'm not only teaching them computer science, I'm teaching them English, right, basic writing skills as well, because this stuff you will see again at many four-year universities where they do use Turnitin on a regular basis, okay? So that's worth looking into, Turnitin.com. There's different site licenses that you could purchase, by instructor, by department, or campus-wide. So maybe, I know with the budget crunches, maybe you guys can come up with some money and then use it as a college, as a whole, and that'll be a little bit cheaper. So again, this database provides the originality report for each submission, for each student, and you can have word search, word count, similarity index by sources, where they got their information, what internet site, publications, it all lists. If I just picked up Grace, for instance, and saw that, she wrote a research paper and, there was some issues with it, it'll show where the similarity index came from, where she got her information from. All right, and I recommend this book, The Hard Truth About Soft Skills, Workplace Lessons Smart People Wish They'd Learned Sooner. It's a book that I adopted for a couple of my classes that I infuse 50% of what I teach with soft skills, because that's what employers need. No matter what conference you attend or advisory board meeting, they always say that students don't have the soft skills required. And this is a great book. She's really a good author. She's down to earth, and she has industry experience in this. So she makes it easy to read, and that's what I like and the students like about this book as well. So you could pull questions and maybe make short answer essay questions in your test, in your midterm or final. But it's a really good book. Little small paperback. And sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going back to the slide with The Hard Truth About Soft Skills by Peggy Klaus.
This PowerPoint is posted on the OTC portal.
Okay.
Can you download the PowerPoint? No, you can't. Am I going correct?
And feel free to contact me. It's on the last slide. I don't give out my college email address because they only give me a small amount of space and it keeps going over limit. So I'm at inspireyourstudents@gmail.com. Even after this session ends, if you need help, if you're struggling, if you have questions, feel free to email me and I'll help you out. Okay? Thank you so much for attending. So I have some pens and pencils from my college, so feel free before you leave to come and get them. No, you're not bringing a hat. I forgot your hat. But I got you a pencil.
Wow, thank you so much. A hat from where?
Don't you collect hats still?
I do, but I have to go there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
When?
Well, I won't count it as part of my collection.
Oh, okay. Well, feel free. Come by. We're taking a lunch. And Linda also.
Your program available to students online as far as everything is with you or
Yes. I'm going to send the link to you guys. It's Enrichment networking security, customer support specialist, and it's
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it's not only they actually have nested, so if they don't want to take the English and math, they